The new clubhouse of the Mashonaland Flying Club at Mount Hampden Aerodrome in Salisbury is officially opened by Sir Roy Walensky. Planned and built by the members themselves and worth some £6,000, the new amenities should lead to an increase in the club's membership, which at the moment stands at 170. It's an ideal gathering place for people interested in private flying. While some members have their own planes, the club owns 4 and has no fewer than 9 qualified instructors. The opening day was celebrated with a display of aerobatics. The Mashonaland Flying Club is considered the fastest growing and best in Africa, and we pay tribute to the powerful club spirit which has made it so in such a very short time. The loveliest of lovely girls from north, south, east and west gather to seek the title of Miss Federation at a special ball held in Salisbury. It shows that there's more female beauty in the Federation than copper, and each contestant drew rounds of applause. And when they all paraded together, 19 eligible bachelors fainted. Faced with a problem of such glittering magnitude, the judges handed the diamond tiara to Miss Kitwe, radiant 17-year-old Vivian Linton. Her choice as Miss Federation was warmly received, and she was crowned by Mr. Frank Owen, the Minister of Commerce. So, a toast to the Jewel of the North, and to Marjorie Elliott and Megan Thomas, both of Salisbury. A new form of ranching has come to the Federation, and if it works out right, highly profitable. It's chinchilla ranching. The breeding stock is being flown from America, and the youngster came Bakshi, which on thinking it over is how all young chinchillas come. One of the importers is American Willis D. Parker, a world authority, who considers the climate ideal for the purpose. Among Rhodesians entering this new venture are Mr. Cookard and Mr. Cheetham, who are learning how to handle from Mr. Parker. His estimates of the profits to be made from chinchillas are so rosy as to be well-nigh incredible. Naturally, they don't require much space, and the feed bill isn't very heavy. But a good deal has to be learnt about raising them, breeding them, and doctoring them against illness. Highly prized by furriers for their soft, luxurious fur, chinchillas are almost worth their weight in gold. Yet, strangely enough, they are zoologically related to the porcupine. Their food on the whole is dry, mainly dried lucerne and oats, with a small daily ration of green food. It doesn't sound very appetizing, but to chinchillas it's a banquet, and the rustle of oats sounds like a dinner gong. Record crowds attended the Salisbury Agricultural Show, bigger, better and more interesting than ever, with other territories well represented. One dominion that really went to town was Canada, whose modern pavilion provided an outstanding showroom for Canadian-made articles of every description. It was a clear indication of how highly the Federation's trade is valued. Agriculture itself received its fair share of the limelight, with the accent on pumping equipment, which is so essential in making large areas of farmlands fully productive. And federal farmers certainly showed the progress they're making in breeding and raising fine cattle. The variety of the breeds revealed the wide scope of their enterprise, and the champion bull on the show, an Aberdeen Angus, had the blue ribbon put on him by Mrs. Harry Oppenheimer. Sparkling new cars received a good deal of public attention, and the field ranged from cars to specialized buses and trucks. Crowds in the arena got action aplenty. We've met cowboy drivers and motor riders before, but one bloke turned up who rode like a fireman. What a good idea for picking a fruit crop. We don't know why, but for some reason the modern tendency is to take vehicles over jumps. Not only bikes, but cars as well. As a warning, we'd like to show you what happens if you lose your nerve halfway and come down in the middle. See what I mean? This week, the spotlight falls on the Loreto mission in Lower Guello. It's a happy institution for boys and girls, and as you'll see, it's a mission with a difference. In addition to normal teaching, the pupils are taught a variety of skills. There's nothing very unusual about this, because it's the sort of work done by many Catholic missions, and Africans take readily to instruction of this kind. So what is outstanding? The teaching? Yes. The results? Yes. But what sets the Loreto mission in a class of its own is the work done for deaf and dumb African children. 54 of them from nursery age upwards. Before a child can learn to speak, it must learn to inhale and exhale, to control the breath on which speech depends. From this simple groundwork, the child progresses to making certain sounds by exhaling and noting the effect on a feather. Not being able to associate sounds with objects, such as trains, motor cars, and so on, their education starts with the association of shapes, and they have a delightful way of indicating understanding. You'll notice how avidly they set about their tasks, and the pleasure they get from each tiny success. They can't speak because they have never heard, and the words come slowly through a process of lip reading. Then gradually they identify individual objects, learn to spell them, and painstakingly they add a new word to their vocabulary. Victory comes in separate little triumphs, joyfully achieved and hardly won. And so they progress. Recognize, read, lip read, and pronounce. A long road back to a life of normalcy. Arithmetic centers round the price of food and everyday affairs. And simulating the life they will meet outside, they set up shop and become the customers. They must ask for what they want, make sure they get it, and receive the right change. One thing that gives them great joy is playing in the percussion band. The music is followed on a special cue chart. They can't hear the music, but they do feel vibrations, and this gives them pleasure and satisfaction. The way out of the world of silence is long and difficult, but the Loreto mission is leading them to being accepted as equals by the other pupils and by the world they must face when they leave.